my market site. Okay?
Hey, that's your market site. This is the grass.
This is less than 10
And
feet
you have
of
moved towards me, and you've also referred to describing you as your politics as transphobic as slander.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yes, you did. You called it slander.
It is slanderous. At this
Slanderous to
point,
refer to
say that,
someone
yes.
as trans-misogynistic and bigoted?
That's not exactly what they are, yes.
That's a statement of
Please
opinion.
stop filming me.
Okay, so what you're trying to do by engaging in more legal misinformation is to deprive me of the lawful use of my public property. So you filmed us numerous times. So you filmed numerous times. We identified how that was problematic and not legal. Yes, yes, that's great. You're in a public place. That's right. And we have told you that your actions in filming us were mischievous, and you nevertheless, actually we did. We did. We did. Oh, I didn't tell you explicitly not to film me because that's not how the law works. No. No, I did not. No, I did not. I said that it was evidence. I think that it was evidence of coordination.
To our site, causing public mischief, harassing my vendors,
harassing. So what did I say to a person that would cause a reasonable person?
You are harassing our staff.
So once again, what have I said that would cause a reasonable person? What have I said that would cause a reasonable person to have an apprehension of harm?
Speaking on facts, you have harassed.
Okay, what fact?
Patrons,
what fact?
Volunteers, people under the age of 18.
In which manner have I communicated to them that would cause a reasonable person to have an apprehension of harm? Yes.
Standing here with a megaphone, coming into my market site.
One of your volunteers used a megaphone. One of your volunteers used a megaphone. You did not say that that was problematic.
That was
you
not
were fine.
That
was a megaphone.
Towards you.
Oh yes, it was.
And secondly, it was not.
I again aim upwards.
And secondly,
just want an apology.
I'm not apologizing
for telling it illegal. You did not tell a candidate that they could not campaign during the 2021 election?
You think that was me, Valerie, which is very interesting. You do not have your facts straight.
You tried to did you assume my gender lying that time too? You did.
You assumed my gender too. So you know what?
I assume that you benefit from structural transmisogyny.
Fair about this?
Yeah.
You cannot assume others' genders as well unless you ask. You cannot assume pronouns.
I did, and then you did not respond.
I did not.
That was in fact what happened in 2021. And when you were corrected on Ms. Watson's pronouns, okay, so you weren't there, but that wasn't you.
I would like to let you know that you are misinformed. Your facts are untrue.
Okay. Excellent.
This situation that you claim happened in 2021 did not happen personally with me.
Doesn't matter.
It does
The issue is with the organizers, and you in fact were like, I remember you, and you did in fact call the police.
My staff person at the time.
So your staff person telling a candidate that they could not campaign.
Exactly, and it's part of our rules. Do not vape in my face. I have asked you. Do not vape in my face. That was in my face. I do not want.
I know, it's a weird story. I'm not trying.
Ms. Watson has schizoaffective disorder. She vapes for the sake of her anxiety.
Maybe I have a disorder where I can't have cigarette or vape smoke.
Then why would you then proceed to come here and become physically confrontational?
No, I'm not physically.
And you in fact said that I was trespassing. You said that I was trespassing repeatedly.
You are trespassing. Morgan trespassed.
Okay, is Morgan me? Is Morgan me?
You have trespassed on our market site on a number of occasions.
When?
I can date them, but that's not for me to date.
You should date, in fact, because I do not go on to
I have kept proper track of everything.
I do not believe you because I have seen that you have repeatedly changed your story.
There's no story to change.
There is in fact. There is in fact, and I'm very glad that you admitted that you supported your staff in interfering with a duly nominated candidate during the 2021 federal election.
When you tried to set up on our
I didn't try to set up.
privately licensed space, the park is privately licensed right now.
Didn't try to set up.
Yes, you did. In 2021, you came onto our licensed property and you
with leaflets. With leaflets.
I do know because I did come to support my staff person who called me about the situation that happened. So if we want to state facts, first of all, that was not me. Secondly, we have
that wasn't you except for the part where you got, your rule and regulation is superseded by federal law.
That's fine that you feel that way.
That I feel that way.
Unfortunately,
this is exactly what I talk about when I'm referring to. The Canada Elections Act is most assuredly something that applies to a farmer's market.
You know what? We do not let anyone campaign.
Yes, I understand. And we've talked about how problematic that is. We have talked about how problematic that is.
Farmers market is a place of commerce for small businesses in order to operate here. Like, do you understand the damage that you're doing to the
I'm
community?
an economist. I understand full well what is going on.
Okay, so then you understand that your impact of you being here does have negative impacts to the vendors, to the staff, to the people who have to make a living.
Well, if you'd like
This
to
is
end
their
that, you've
livelihood.
already acknowledged that.
No. This is their livelihood. And you know what? I think you should understand the damage that has been done and already by you showing up here now 9 times, 9 consecutive times.
Yes,
To
with a very,
protest
very
something
simple.
that happened several years ago.
Okay, you now acknowledge it happened.
You don't even have the facts on. You don't.
You've
even have
already
a fact.
acknowledged them to the camera.
You don't even have a fact.
You've
There is
already
no
acknowledged
fact.
them publicly.
There is absolutely.
There's absolutely no fact except for the fact.
And I've told you that you have no permission to film.
That's
so
great.
If you want to
I have the right to
will not
record
be
you because you are
admissible
engaged in a
anywhere.
crime.
There is
Really?
nowhere that this will be admissible
Wow.
because I have told you that you cannot film me. I have
Yeah,
asked
you're
you
allowed to
film.
record third party. You're allowed to third party record when you have a suspicion of illegal activity.
No.
Yes, you are.
You never
know where
asked
I
me to
read
stop
that?
recording.
You know where?
You
I don't
never
have
asked
to
me.
ask your
You never
permission.
asked me to
You
stop
do not
recording.
require
I was
permission
just
to
recording
do
what
this.
was happening on my market site in my
No, in fact, it wasn't on your
It
market
was.
site.
It was.
It was in
standing
fact.
within-
No, I was
standing
standing
within my
outside.
barricade of
Yes.
light.
Your megaphone is disturbing my sensibility.
Okay.
You're ruining the experience for the people who never went
Well,
there.
too bad for you, ma'am.
Too bad for you for
I would very much invite you to read the Canada Elections Act and understand that she has obligations as well.
This has come too far. This has come absolutely too far. So you need to decide in this moment. No, I am not apologizing for something that
Stop
I
what
did
you
not
did.
do.
Yes, you did.
personally. No.
You did personally
I have a
support
rule
your
of
staff
regulation
member.
that has
Are you
been
saying you
here
won't stop
for 12
breaking the law?
years.
Yes, and it is unlawful.
No, I have never been told, A, it's unlawful. B, I have also never
Yeah,
been
I have. I did
Oh,
on that time
you
in
did.
2021.
But you are not the law.
Yeah, no, you're right. The
forget,
Canada
you are
Elections
not
Act is the law.
You are
Neither are
not
you,
the law.
lady.
So if you'd like to come after me with the Canada Elections Act, go ahead. Take me
No.
to court.
We're doing this via public
You
pressure
need to
now.
be. There's no public pressure because I'm not going to give you what you want. There is no public apology coming your way. Morgan, I will not be apologizing for something I did not do, just so you're aware.
Apologizing.
I am also
Did
gonna
you
ask
tell
you all
Ms.
to
Watson that
stop
she was
filming.
not welcome to use a washroom and that she would be ticketed for doing so? Because that is something that you did personally.
I told you are not allowed to trespass on my privately licensed site.
And
That
you
includes
preface
all
that.
amenities.
What did you preface that with? Did you
all
preface that with the words, unfortunately, you used our
No,
washroom?
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No,
But
I
now
did
you're
not.
lying to the camera.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I've asked you not
Yes,
to me.
yes, you
No, I
did, and Ms.
not.
Watson
No,
can
I did not.
corroborate that.
No, I did
because
not.
her immediate response
No, I
was
did
unfortunate.
not.
And
No,
see,
I
this
did
is
not.
why we know you're a liar. And you know what
And you
happens
are
to
lying
liars
as
long
well.
term?
You-
Yes,
you need to
I'm well
understand
aware
you
that you
are
have
well
these
aware
quiet
that
abuse
you are-
tactics.
I have no quiet abuse tactics.
Yes,
I'm
you
just
do.
being very honest.
Yes,
and
no.
speaking facts.
You most assuredly are not.
Absolute facts.
By the way, that's a reason that
Absolute
people who
facts.
lie generally like to wear sunglasses
Oh,
because
sure.
people
Yes.
can't really look
not
at their.
because I actually am maybe blind and I need to see out of these glasses and I'm sensitive to UV rays. No, there's no benefit of the doubt for anyone else here but yourself.
No, I'm sure there can also be benefit for your site,
Okay,
but
yeah.
people tend to
So
prefer to obscure their
you're trying to
peoples.
you're trying to attack my appearance to get somewhere. I'm not walking into that trap. I'm going to tell you again. The facts are you have trespassed on our site.
I have not.
You cannot.
I have not.
You have.
I
You
have not.
trespassed on our Sunday
What-
site on 102 Avenue and 124th Street, and I have it. Unfortunately, I have that video.
You have that
for
video
you,
of
that
where
is
I
a fact.
trespassed?
That is a fact. You were within our licensed area.
Within your license by standing on the sidewalk?
No, you came right into our licensed area.
Where is the
When I
license-
made you aware,
when I stood?
When
Yeah.
I made you aware where our licensed area was. And you know what? You are continuing to obstruct our sidewalk. Unfortunately, this is obstruction. You're continuing to obstruct.
Look at all this
You're
space.
continuing to obstruct the sidewalk where people walk.
This
where
is-
people, residents live.
This is what I'm
We're
talking
within
about.
A residential community. We're within a residential community.
So are
There
you?
homes here. There are people who live here.
Yes.
There are businesses trying
Yes,
to
I've
make
talked to
a
people in the community, by the way, who've
Yes,
talked about
and very
differentiated
little
enforcement of the noise
very
bylaw.
little of them side with you in any shape or form, and this is why you have a piece of paper out so you can start getting signatures.
Yes.
So you can document it, and I appreciate
This
that.
is about
I
actually more public
appreciate-
washroom access in the city
Ah,
generally,
okay.
which you would think you would support.
And I actually do support.
Okay,
I
excellent.
do not support trespassing. I do not
This is
support
not trespassing.
on my site.
This
I
is
do
not
support
trespassing.
harassment
Ms.
on my
Watson was
staff.
ordered by the police to do this. It is not harassment, once again.
I'm not harassing anyone at this point. I am
So once again, we have the privileged millennials' favorite word to overuse is they would like to use harassing to refer to a criminal code violation.
You are harassing
Yeah.
staff. You're harassing our customers.
Once again, I would ask you to explain how I have communicated to them in a way that would cause a person to reasonably believe they would have an apprehension of harm.
On your video, you just caught one of our patrons telling you that you are harassing.
No,
You are
they said that I was spoiling the sensibility, and that is in fact the unfortunate nature of protest.
You are
That at
disturbing the
times,
peace at this point.
No.
You are disturbing the peace.
No, the person who swore at Morgan repeatedly and screamed at her and in fact assaulted her. Oh, she's wearing a cat ear hat. Yes, there was assault. I witnessed the assault. Yes, there was an assault.
I think that is you reaching, unfortunately.
No, when someone attempts to smack a phone out of someone's hand, that is an assault. When they make contact with someone.
Film them. When someone asks you to not film them, you do not film them.
No, that is no. In Canada, you can do third-party recording if you believe that unlawful activity that is being evidenced.
Especially when you're on our site trespassing. If you film that person,
Ms. Watson only came onto that site because she was ordered to by dispatch. It doesn't matter that she was following the orders of a representative of the Edmonton Police Service.
No, you have trespassed. At this point,
I have not.
It is public mischief. It is disturbance of the peace.
No, you don't even know what public mischief
There
is.
is harassment.
This is public. No,
There
you are
is
overusing the word harassment, ma'am. You are engaged in every privileged millennial's favorite tactic, which is overusing the word harassment. I've asked numerous times for you to explain how it is I am communicating with the public or any member that would cause a reasonable person to have an apprehension of harm. We're very clearly engaged in protest. You find it annoying, and you wish that that could in fact be criminalized.
in fact harassment.
No, this protest is not harassment. It is annoyance. It is annoyance. We have a very, very clear definition of the term harassment under the Criminal Code of Canada.
Your decibels of your megaphone are far too loud. You are disturbing people. There are residents.
Okay, you keep reaching while you make false reports to the police, which is what you did. Yes, you did. You did. You attempted to intimate that we were obstructing traffic.
I speak only facts.
Yes, okay, yes, you speak only facts. Morgan, please don't. No, I understand she's being abusive, but please try not to.
There's no abuse happening here.
There is. Yes, what you're engaged in are quiet abuse tactics. Yes.
There's no quiet abuse tactics here.
Yes, there are. There's gaslighting. There's ignoring behavior such as she will not refer to Ms. Watson as anything but they. That is degendering and microaggression.
I will refer to you as Ms. Watson.
That, once again, isn't referring to her in the third person as she. Why did you not want to gender a trans woman who was repeatedly alleging that you had transmisogynistic politics? Why is it that you wouldn't gender her? That is its own form of microaggression. And that is why we are identifying the horizontal oppression problems of the organizers of this market. I know it's inconvenient. I know it's unpleasant. I would prefer for this to end. All that she would have to do, I just want you to understand how large this individual's ego is. All she would have to do is make a social media post that, as she assumes, no one will agree with. No one. I know. There's absolutely no way that she will resolve this quietly with a public apology on social media.
If that's what you want to do, if you want to actually show up to this site and other sites for the next several months,
We will continue to engage. We will continue to bring around our petition for. That is most assuredly not harassment. That is a sustained protest.
No, I'm personally
You're personally scared?
I'm personally afraid.
Okay.
If you
You're personally afraid.
You're not threatening.
You're personally afraid. Okay.
My place of business, you're threatening to show up here every day. No,
I'm threatening to show up
You're threatening
to protest, and you believe that makes it yes.
Yes.
And then into the next season if we have to. This is a protest. This is a protest of bad management practice.
This is not a peaceful protest. This is disturbance of the peace. This is harassment of myself, my place of business. You have made my safety. You have made me feel unsafe in my place of business. You have made others feel unsafe.
It's not a reasonable fear up here.
That is not true.
A megaphone is the weapon at the end of the day, unfortunately. It is not peacefully
No,
stop
it is not.
filming. I have asked you, Valerie,
A megaphone is most assuredly not a weapon, and I am reporting evidence of a crime in which you are presently engaged.
There is no crime.
Yes, there is.
Presently engaged.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You are.
There's no crime.
You are attempting to intimate this.
My personal safety is in jeopardy, and I cannot come to my place of work without having a disturbance of the peace happen for me, for my vendors, for my staff.
You are
for the
very
people in
disingenuous,
this
and I do not think a
community.
judge is going to see it similarly.
No.
I don't
You have not-
believe that your testimony
you
will be
have not-
considered
no.
particularly
You know what?
credible.
And that
And
is
I'm
your,
looking
that is
forward
your
to-
opinion, and that's okay. You're allowed to have your opinion, but you're not allowed
Oh.
to disturb the peace when you're having that opinion. There are residents, there are
Yeah.
businesses, there are livelihoods, there are staff, there are under
Livelihood. What about the livelihoods of the people who don't have access to these spaces because you install yourself as a gatekeeper of them?
That's an interesting question that I will not answer to you right
That's
now.
what I thought, because unlike
That's
me,
fine.
you don't really understand
You are
economics very
you
well.
are trespassing.
No, I am not. I am
Onto our-
I am not
when
trespassing.
you are on our market
Ms. Watson
site,
was
when
ordered.
You are on our market site. You are trespassing.
I am not on your market site.
When you are on any of our licensed property, you are trespassing.
I am not
When you are
on your
blocking
license.
a sidewalk, that is public obstruction. When you are on a megaphone,
You have to actually
are
be
Ms.
disrupting
Watson
the peace
is
of
not blocking a
Yes,
sidewalk,
she is
nor am I.
obstructing.
When you are
obstructing.
you are
You
disturbing
say you're
the
about
peace.
as much of the sidewalk as I am.
You know, it's very interesting that you want to talk about obstructing a sidewalk, considering exactly why you put that spite ticket up there to stop socialists fight back. Yeah.
There's no.
That's a spite ticket. Yeah. No, there's not.
It serves no purpose.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't there to prevent the pedestrians from walking past until such time as they set up their table, and then it was there.
So
Yeah.
we set up our signs based on what.
Yeah, you said you said it.
Edmonton has a license to. I have that corner license, so that's great.
That's why you put a metal fence there first before you decided to put the no park zone pickets.
No,
that's how it happened.
Is there metal fencing there now?
Not
That's
now.
that's
There
not
was beforehand.
factual. That's not
That is in fact factual.
That's not factual.
But once again, you feel the need to
Yes,
desperately
I
lie.
understand
This
you've
is
been here
really
already.
problematic.
And you actually haven't been here every
I missed that first few.
Yes,
No.
you did.
Yes.
So I've only had the pleasure of meeting you just recently. So
Yes.
Valerie was here twice before you.
Yes.
So I would like to say to you right now, this needs to end.
Then you can
No,
apologize.
there's no public apology.
Well, then the
happening
protest has
because
to
I do not
continue.
believe that I personally.
I'm not saying you
Your
personally.
organization.
The market can apologize institutionally.
On
You
behalf
want
of
apology
someone
on
who's
behalf
doing
of
their
your
job
organization.
when
They
they
would.
asked you
And
not
to stop
campaign
breaking
on
the
our
law.
site, and that is fact. They
They-
asked you not to campaign on our site like they would have anyone
They had no
else at
right
that
to.
point, and
Yes.
that's
So
okay.
they asked a nominated
right
candidate
to.
not to campaign, and then the police were called because the
How
candidate.
are we to know that you are a nominated candidate?
Well, it would be public knowledge, in fact.
In
You can
fact,
look it up
if you only
online.
had 100 people who duly
Votemate.com,
nominated you,
YouCount.com.
how in fact would someone know that? There are how many people?
Oh,
who live
okay,
in the
so you
city of
would
Edmonton?
allow a
How many
candidate, a more
millions?
popular
Oh,
candidate
I
to
wouldn't allow
campaign.
any candidate.
There we go. Then
It's
why
not
on earth
something-
would that be?
It's not something that is selective. It is something that is a policy. For
It
a
is
reason.
structurally harmful to smaller
Because-
campaigns.
Okay, that I understand that opinion.
And you don't. No,
I
it's not just
understand
an
that
opinion. There's a
It
reason
is
the
an
Parliament
opinion.
has that provision in the
I
end.
do not allow larger politicians.
Yeah,
or
larger politicians are not
or
interested in doing
or
that.
larger parties to come.
Yeah,
yes,
no,
they are.
they're
They
not.
Actually,
But it's
they
still
actually
violates the
follow a
Canada Election
process
Act.
in which they come
That's a false
and
idea of
protest.
fairness.
You know what you've said you've done, and there's no history of that, by the way.
Yeah, no, I left a
And
page
that's
on your.
a fact.
I left a
That's
comment on
fact.
your form
That's a fact.
10 days before.
That's a fact.
No, you've lied
There's
numerous
actually-
times. So
there's
once
actually
again, you need
no-
to.
you did not
This is
apply.
a form of
You
abuse, and you're
did not
trying to
apply
create a
to
step.
campaign.
You
Yeah.
have not applied to
No,
campaign
nor
here.
am I going to apply to be.
You have-
I'm in a public space right now.
Yes. And you're not campaigning. You are protesting.
Yes,
And
which
guess
I
what?
also
We have
am
a right
allowed
to
And
to.
it's
do.
not a
too.
peaceful protest.
No, it is a
It
peaceful
is a
It's not a
protest.
peaceful protest. It has disturbed
She
the
was the
peace.
first person
It
to be
has
violent
deterred-
at any of these
No, she was
protests.
not violent.
Yes,
She
she
did.
was.
She was.
She came over to kick our ass.
No,
She
she
was
she
asking
she
you to not
attempted to.
She was asking
And
you
to
to
actually
not
steal
film.
or break
She
my
was
phone.
asking you to not film.
That was not what she did. She, in fact, swatted at Ms. Watson's
Over to
phone.
us.
She
You
did.
were in her
She did.
personal
She
space.
also
No, no.
shouted at her
Attacking
to.
Oh my
her
God.
She also
Dark,
shouted at her
You
to
were
F off.
in her personal
She
space.
came
She
towards
ran up
us.
to here, and
The
then
amount of
did that.
gaslighting in which you are so comfortable regularly engaging, Ms. Doe, the amount of gaslighting in which you are so comfortable regularly engaging.
Referring to me as Jane Doe.
You can
because
use your
that
name.
is-
Give a name.
No, that is a term.
That is a term for
Missing
someone.
Doe.
No, it's not just
unidentified
missing.
people.
Unidentified,
For
yes, and you
women.
have refused to
You are.
identify
And you know what?
yourself.
It doesn't make me feel safe when you call me Jane Doe. It actually
Well, if
makes
it would
me
make you feel
fearful.
safer,
Makes me feel
What would you like us to call
that
you?
is exceptionally
What would you like
disingenuous.
us to call you?
I will
Because we
happily
are gonna
refer
talk
to you
about
by your proper name if you would like to give it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I
So
don't want
so
to
this
give
is
my
this
name
is an
because I
attempt to
fear for my
frustrate.
personal safety.
Why on earth?
In
We're
the
holding
event-
you publicly accountable through
You're
peaceful
holding me
protest.
publicly accountable
The
for something
entire
that
time.
never
We're not the
happened.
No, in fact,
That
you've already
never
admitted.
happened.
You already admitted it
Between
happened.
You and I, Nothing ever happened.
Except for the part where
I
you
need
stepped
to
in to
admit
support
that.
your
I need
staffer.
you to admit that,
No, because
Valerie.
you've just said the absolute
And I've
inverse
asked
into
you
the
to stop
phone.
filming me. I
You've
have
already
asked you
said
to
the
stop
absolute
filming me.
inverse during this
I have
conversation.
asked you to stop filming
You
me.
have already said
I
the
have asked
inverse
you to
during
stop
this
filming me.
conversation, ma'am.
No, I haven't.
Yes.
I stated
Yes,
that.
in fact, we have this
No,
recorded
we
now.
have not had, in 2021, whatever you think happened, it is absolutely untrue. Absolutely.
Whatever I think happened, it's untrue. So just preemptively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need you to understand that you are impacting people's safety.
I'm
You
not.
are yes, their
No, you're not.
feelings of personal safety are a feeling and an
No
opinion
reasonable
that is
person would have an
individual.
apprehension of harm given this
I
protest.
haven't- I do.
Reasonable.
We do not
I
believe that you were
haven't.
behaving in a reasonable fashion, nor do we believe that a judge would find so.
That's your opinion. That
Yes.
is not fact.
No, it
Hey,
actually
Joe,
is
how
in
about
this
Miss X?
instance
That is
fact.
Are you okay with
That is
people
your
calling you Miss X?
This is indeed.
So it's not
You
to
didn't
have
ask-
a
you didn't
baggage
ask
of
my
J.
gender,
Joe.
you assumed my gender, but I am a miss, so thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
and when
That's
corrected,
not wrong. Yes.
you did not in fact amend your statement because this is one of the microaggressions we identified.
No, there's no
You did not.
microaggressions happening
Yes,
here.
yes, there are.
Valerie, there are no microaggressions
Yes,
happening
there
here.
are.
I am simply
You refuse to
notifying
refer to
you
Ms.
that you are
Watson and the third person
trespassing.
is she.
I said they, and then I just acknowledged. I
See?
I said they
Because
first.
you're on
I
camera.
said they first because
You said you didn't want to assume her gender, even though we have repeatedly, in a manner that you say makes you feel unsafe, identified how a trans woman was told she could not refuse to talk about me.
That's you reaching. That was never something I said. So thank you for trying to.
No,
That was in
something
fact
you said.
something you
That's
said.
That's not factual. That's
Unfortunately, you used our porta potty, so now you're just going to lie.
That's not factual. That is not
Well,
factual.
look, I don't
And
have to
that
walk
never
around with the cognitive weight of trying to maintain separate stories like
Well,
yourself,
that's-
man.
But you are.
So,
But you
no.
are.
No, we've been saying the
But
same
you
thing
are.
the entire
No,
time.
There's a lot of mixed messaging and pushing back.
Really?
that has not
Could
come
you
up.
identify some of the
I've
inconsistencies?
already talked to you about that.
No,
I'm
you
saying
keep
that there are no
making a
facts.
declarative characterization,
No,
and we ask what argument, we ask what fact you bring to support that characterization.
No.
I have to
So
say,
I-
this tactic has probably worked very well for you for a very long time.
It hasn't, actually.
I actually do believe that you operate
do
this way.
this.
Yes.
I don't actually do this.
Where you
This is not
repeatedly
something I like
gaslight
to do.
someone?
This is not something I like to do.
Where you repeatedly
No,
just
this is
assert
this is
conversations
a
that
peaceful
were
place
observed
of
by multiple
commerce
people.
Built for the community.
It's
open
not
to
built for the community. You have a
It
license to
is
set up tents.
absolutely
You are a
built for the
gatekeeper, and your
No, I'm
relationship
not.
with the vendors
I
is
am
parasitic.
a platform
Is your
for small
you're a
businesses.
platform? No,
I
a
am
platform does
for
not
small
discriminate with respect to
I'm not
content.
discriminating.
Yes, you are.
I'm not discriminating.
You are in
I am
fact
not
discriminating with respect to
discriminating.
content.
There is
You in fact have volunteers who have used megaphones
No,
to
I do
promote
not.
the market
I
as
do not.
unproblematic.
I do not.
Yeah, Angela
I do
came on her
not.
45th birthday
I do not.
with 2 dogs
Sing
on
happy
leashes.
birthday to
Not
our
just
staff
that,
people.
but to
No.
talk about how
There was
unproblematic the market was. She
No.
didn't say any of
There
that.
was none of that.
Oh, okay.
So that's,
I'm
that's
sure.
a far reach as well, Valerie. That's a very
A far
reach.
reach.
Sorry?
We have to call it a far reach because it's not that.
What
How is the
world?
sky there?
What world? Oh.
This is truly
What world
impressive.
do I live? Yes, it is truly. So I would like you to also understand that if you continue.
So
to
as always,
megaphone,
our protest is about unlawful elections interference during the 2021 federal election,
continue to protest on
as well as retaliatory
know
watch.
that it is not peaceful.
It is peaceful.
It is not a peaceful protest.
Yes, this is
anymore.
peaceful.
It has crossed the line between
No.
being a peaceful protest.
Ms. Watson being assaulted does not make the protest not peaceful.
no
It makes the
assault that
response.
happened here.
Yes, there was an
There
assault
have
that
been-
happened here.
There has been numerous requests. There have been numerous requests to not film on our site. There has been numerous requests
Yes.
to trespass.
And we have
on our
identified
right
the
parking
fashion
site.
in which other
There has-
individuals
no.
have engaged.
You are engaging in unpeaceful protest. You are engaging in harassment.
Intimidating.
That doesn't make it true.
No, we are not engaged in harassment.
Sorry?
Once again, that is every
Okay.
privileged millennial's favorite word to overuse.
Keep
The
calling
criminal
us
code
privileged millennials.
has
Keep
a
calling
clear
us
definition.
privileged.
I'm sorry, you might be a Gen Xer with very good skin,
Maybe check
but you're
in
still a
with me
privileged.
first. Maybe don't continue to make assumptions about me if you would like the same respect paid to you. Because that is what you're asking for right now.
Who was
I
the
am
first
trying to be
person who
very
made an
respectful.
assumption? Who was the first person? Who
You-
gendered
by
whom
calling me
first?
ma'am, by calling me ma'am, you made an assumption about
No,
my gender.
no, you called
You're
me
asking
sir
me to
first.
do the
You
same
called me
thing.
sir in 2021. I corrected you.
That was not
No.
That's unfactual. because
And then your
that's not-
response was
that's
you just assumed my
unfactual.
gender.
No, that is
No, I'm very
unfactual.
familiar with your pattern of communication, ma'am.
No, if you
I'm
were
very familiar with
you
your
know that
pattern
that
of
wasn't me. So if you have some evidence to
Yeah.
that effect,
Oh, if I have evidence,
if you have
okay.
an evidence, because you don't have a name from me or my staff
That's right. right, you don't wear a name tag.
I'm
That
not
tends to
here.
generally
I am not
happen when
here.
people are in a
I am
position
not
of
here
authority.
working right
They
now.
don't have to
I'm not
identify.
here working
You're not
right
here
now.
working.
And you're making my
yet-
staff feel unsafe to even wear their name tag.
But you're not working, but you're telling me what you're saying about staff.
No, this is my place of business. This
Yeah.
is my place of business.
No, this
and a place
is
of commerce
gatekeeping
for
in which
many
you are
other
engaged.
people.
As always, we
We're
encourage
talking-
people
we're
to
talking
patronize the
economic
vendors.
access.
We also
For
like to have vendors know that there is a night market available on Alberta Avenue. You can
That's
go
great.
to Alberta-Avenue.
And you're advertising, now you're advertising other businesses on our market site.
I am not on your market site.
You're advertising
We are advertising a non-unique business that's not even a business. It's a collective gathering of different businesses under the auspices
It's
of
a
the
market.
Alberta
You
Avenue
just said it's a
community.
night market.
Yes.
And okay, so if you're trying
It's
to
an agora. So if we want- Yeah.
let folks know who are doing commerce here in our space to go do commerce somewhere else, that is a direct impact to my business.
Oh,
And that
okay.
actually has economic, no, but
Yes.
that has economic.
And so does your
economic
tortious
outwards,
interference
right?
with marginalized
There
campaigns.
is interference happening with a company right
We're
now.
letting people
I have
know
a number of companies.
That they have other options that they would like more ethical vendors.
No,
Vendors
not
do
ethical.
violate.
No,
It's not ethical to violate the
Now
vendor
you're
code.
calling our vendors. Now you're calling our vendors unethical.
No, I'm saying that you were a vendor of access to retail opportunity. No, I did not refer to your vendors.
As unethical.
Well, it really would depend on the vendor. There are vendors who invent. Oh, once
Now
again.
you are trying. Now
I'm
you're
trying?
attempting.
Okay, once again,
You are now
does not understand the definition of slander. Wants to refer to a statement of opinion or characterization as slander.
You are damaging
Uh-huh.
this place. We're damaging this platform.
I am most assuredly not damaging by holding something publicly accountable.
No, you absolutely are.
It is in fact your unlawful behavior.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm
You're
fine.
okay?
I'm fine. It's this woman who was assaulted. Do you want to make sure she's okay? I didn't think so. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. She wanted to make sure that the operator of the market was okay. And then when Ms. Watson was assaulted, we asked if we wanted to make sure she was okay.
No, what you're saying
There
right
was an
now,
assault.
there was no assault.
There was an assault. I witnessed an assault. There was an assault. She's trying to snap someone's hand. That's an
After
assault.
someone has asked you to stop
Yeah, it's
recording
still
them,
an assault.
and you have come into their personal
No, Ms. Watson was standing still. Ms. Watson
and you have
was standing
trespassed.
still.
You have trespassed. You have
Here,
trespassed at this
the moment at which Ms. Watson came into the area of the stall was on the
That is
order of
untrue.
the dispatch operator.
They are feeling like the impact that you are having on their business is negative.
Good for them.
There is negative impact to our
Businesses
customers,
have bad
to our
practices.
patrons,
By having attention drawn to those bad practices, they are not being harmed by the person who brought the attention.
You
It is
are
the bad
harming
practice itself
multiple people
which
by
causes
being
harm to the business.
trying to continue this political program.
Yeah. Well,
It
then
needs to be
maybe
turned down. This is a disservice.
perhaps like not assault someone
There is no
or
one
not allow your staff to assault someone.
There was no assault. There was no assault. There was no assault.
There in fact was an assault.
Say there was assault.
There was an
So
assault.
you have been asked to turn down your megaphone. You have been asked to not step foot on
This is a
private
really
property.
interesting counter-protest that identifies as not working but is working. It's a very interesting
very
mismatch
interesting.
and an attempt to remain to confess my objection. She's moved up into my face.
No, me?
Well, I stood
I'm
standing
within
here.
arm's length. I'm not in anyone's face right now.
Yeah.
I'm within arm's
Oh,
length.
okay. So,
I'm just trying to
so you don't think
ensure
that
that you